Okay, so I'm battling Justgamer22 here, and it was a great game. And so he EVs all his Pokemon, unlike me, who just started EVing, and he sends out his Knockout, and I send out my Metagross. He withdraws his Knockout and sends out his Drapion, and then I Meteor Mash him, which does a pretty good amount of damage, more than I thought. And so, yeah, then he uses Fire Fang, which is pretty good for him, defeating me with that. It's super effective, and I flinch. He uses Protect, and I was about to use Physic, which it doesn't affect it anyways, so my luck. And so he uses Toxic Spikes, which is very annoying for me. And then he Meteor Mashes. I Meteor Mash him. Do another fair amount of damage. Then he protects, and I use Physic again. It was just my luck that he protected. And then I confused. I got mixed up. It was a misclick. And so he roars me out and sends out my Crobat, which wasn't too good for him anyways. So I Omnis Wind it. And it's not very effective, but I didn't want to use Fly, since here I could get all my stat throws like I do, right there. And so he roars me again, and then my Togekiss is sent out. And then he Toxic Spikes again, since my Togekiss would be poisoned, but I Encore him. And so he would keep using Toxic Spikes, but instead he takes out his Drapion and sends out his Blastoise, which I traded him a Squirtle. So then I yawn. He has a very good strategy. He withdraws his Blastoise, then sends out his Knockout. I Metronome and use Iron Head. It does some damage. Can't say it was too bad, but and so he uses Hypnosis, which was very annoying for me. So I'm asleep, and he uses his hidden power, which I believe is bug type, so makes it a little bit more interesting, in my opinion. So I'm still asleep, and he uses Dream Eater. I love using that attack, but I don't like when others use it on me. And so my dream was eaten, but I'm still asleep. Yes. Then he Dream Eaters again. And I was really annoyed by that, but and so I finally wake up and use Metronome. And it turns out that I use cutter, which didn't do much. And then he air slashes me and does a fair amount of damage. I flamethrower. Luckily a special defense showed up. And so then he uses air slash, defeats my Togekiss. Or no, sorry, not yet. I metronome again. Use attack order. And it's not very effective since it's a bug type and he's a flying type. So he air slashes and defeats my Togekiss with a useless crit. Okay, so I send out my Infernape, and my Infernape gets poisoned from toxic spikes. He withdraws his Noctowl and then sends out his Drapion, which is a very annoying Pokemon for me. I Flare Blitz, and it defeated it, and I got hit with Recoil, which isn't too fun, but... And so I'm hurt by poison, and I'm still holding up pretty well. And he sends out his Blastoise, which wasn't too good for me. I close combat, and do quite some damage, gotta admit. And then my defense and special defense fall, like always. And he iron defenses, which sucks for me, because if he didn't iron defense and he didn't use his leftovers, I would have defeated him, his Blastoise, with another close combat, but he did, so. Yeah, this time it barely did anything, so. My defense and special defense fall again, and he substitutes, which brings him down to like 3 or 5 HP. I'm hurt by poison, and he Aqua Jets, I believe, next turn. And yeah, I switch out to my Dragonite. It's an event Dragonite, so don't say I hacked it, because I didn't. And so like I said, he Aqua Jets, barely does anything. And so his leftovers bring him back a little bit of more HP. He withdraws his Blastoise and sends out his Venoom. This is a beast. And so I Thunderbolt, and it hits him pretty hard. You gotta watch out for the time since it's 9 minutes. And I sent out my Eevee, so far Eevee Taurus. It was Eevee in speed so far, only at level 26, but it's doing very good. And so then my Intimidate cuts its attack. It's very good for me. And so he returns. And I think I'm gonna cut it right when I'm hurt by poison.